I still really can't believe this happened. My old iMac was apparently worth more broken than it was working. Apple replaced my failing 2017 Intel iMac with a new M4 iMac for free. I mean, I didn't even know this was possible. And this timing is interesting because Apple just moved the last Intel MacBook Air into vintage status. So a lot of people are about to be in this same gray area I was in. This is not advice on how to game the system. This is just what happened to me. And I think other people should know that this policy exists. And if nothing more, take this as a reason why you should keep AppleCare, even when you don't think it's worth it. The computer I had before was a 2017 Intel iMac. It wasn't dead, it was just super annoying. For starters, there was screen burning in the corners, the Bluetooth kept constantly dropping, and I later found out that this is a known issue with Intel Macs. A known issue if you search the internet, however, Apple won't admit to it. But these are the kind of problems that make you start budgeting emotionally. So I was on the phone with an AppleCare senior advisor looking at my options of getting this repaired when I learned that my computer was what Apple considered to be vintage. My expectations immediately dropped because vintage usually means that we ain't got the parts for it, there's no servicing it, and good luck. And I assumed this was the part where Apple offered to recycle my computer for free and offer me a discount on buying a new one. He advised me that since it was still under AppleCare that I could send it in for it to be evaluated. AppleCare switched to AppleCare Plus, where you were able to extend your AppleCare past the 3 years. Now, my 2017 iMac is still under AppleCare, meaning that I'm paying $60 a year for a failing computer. Every year I kept questioning, should I keep paying for it? And it turns out this is exactly the reason why this worked. See, first what Apple did, they ran a diagnostics. They confirmed that it was a hardware issue and not a user error. I sent over a video showing the quality of the screen burn-in. They advised me there were no replacement parts available because this computer was now considered to be vintage, which meant they couldn't repair it. And when they can't repair a covered device, they replace it. And I assumed that replacing it meant something comparable. I didn't expect it to be the current year's model. You know, maybe something refurbished, maybe a downgrade. But nope, this was a brand new M4 iMac. I sat there just mostly confused and quiet. What should have taken 7 days took a month. So I was a little skeptical, but once everything was all flushed out, I got a brand new computer in the mail with some key differences. One being my Intel iMac was a 27-inch. That was one of the reasons why I held out and I wasn't even looking at or considering the new iMac because I gotten so comfortable looking at the 27-inch real estate that I knew there was going to be no way that I'd be comfortable with 24 inches. Pause. My Intel iMac had a lot more ports, such as a SD card reader, an Ethernet port, a few more Thunderbolt and regular USB ports. However, an add-on dock isn't that expensive. Because the bottom line is I didn't pay anything for this computer besides the AppleCare every year. Is it the computer that I'd buy for myself today? With the step up, I would, because I would like to have more than just the 2 connection ports on the back and the option to have the brick that comes with the Ethernet port. And the keyboard on this model doesn't have the Touch ID. Now keep in mind, I did not have the high-end Intel model. It wasn't the top of the line. It was basically entry level, just a step above. So that whole leap from Intel to the M series, that just blew my mind, especially when it came to work performance. Studio One used to struggle and Premiere Pro took forever to render. I was constantly having to freeze tracks just to be able to play back a project. Now with the new M4, I have smooth playback. There's no rendering, just a preview. I can literally scrub through the video and I can see all the frames. I can have multiple apps open, a browser full of tabs, and YouTube video playing at the same time. There's no lag, no stress, and there's not a fan trying to cool everything down. Now, honestly, I didn't feel excited at first. I felt suspicious. Like, this feels temporary. I know they're gonna realize their error. But the more I used it, when I saw that I was able to add AppleCare with no problem, because of course I added AppleCare again. Duh. I knew the computer was mine. I knew it was real. And the funny thing is that I don't even need a new computer anymore. Now I just want one. I want one because I want the opportunity to build the M4 that I feel would suit my workload and that would be future-proof. Because I finally understand RAM, cores, and what my workflow actually needs. But this replacement has bought me time. Time to use this one, time to decide if trading it in next year makes sense, and time to save and not rush into a big purchase. So if you're somebody out there and you still have AppleCare on your failing computer, continue to carry it because that $60 felt pointless until it wasn't. And considering the fact of what this computer would cost, that AppleCare is paid for itself more times over. I had an old Intel MacBook Pro that I got for school and they replaced everything except for the shell. So to get a brand new computer, I was not expecting this. So if you have an older Intel iMac, and if it's acting up, and if it's still under AppleCare, you don't have to live with it. And don't just assume that vintage means that you're stuck with something that Apple won't repair. Call them up and see what they can do for you. I didn't finesse anything. I just showed them my broken computer, and the policy did what it was supposed to do, which almost never happens. So I don't know. Your broken iMac might be worth more than what you think. Mine definitely was.